You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we got a major update involving Rashee Rice, of course, the wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, because we have now got a glimpse of what exactly he was doing, or how fast he was going, I guess, rather, on the police report. And we also have a very key date coming up, and that is the start of the offseason program for the Chiefs. And whether or not either the Chiefs are going to allow him to show up, or will the league even allow him to show up. All right? And there is a little precedent for what might happen here tied back to Tyreek Hill. All right? But I don't know. It depends on if the league wants to get involved. He likely would not get suspended by the league until the criminal process has fully run its course. That's generally how the league works. But the league could make a judgment call here and step in, because this is obviously very public. And there's 8 different charges involved here. And I don't know if that's going to make the league or the Chiefs. Many are wondering, they're kind of surprised the Chiefs haven't cut this guy. All right, that was floating around last week. Police report says Rashee Rice was driving at 119 miles an hour seconds before the crash. According to the Dallas Morning News, the arrest affidavit contends that Rice was driving the Lamborghini Urus 119 miles per hour, roughly 4.5 seconds before the 6-car crash. The Corvette against which Rice was racing allegedly was going 116 miles an hour. There's also a feeling, because the league has a real distaste for street racing, and the players know it, that Roger Goodell and the league might actually come down on this guy harder than I think we normally see. The speed limit on the highway where the crash happened was 70 miles per hour. Rice reportedly faces 8 felony counts as a result of the crash. Neither the Chiefs nor the NFL have taken action in response to the incident, which exposes Rice to scrutiny under the personal conduct policy. And that policy is sort of an umbrella. So a lot of the league can do a lot of different things with that policy. It's one thing to drive excessive speeds. It's another to do it with other cars in the immediate vicinity, especially, as alleged in the affidavit, making, quote, multiple aggressive maneuvers to get through traffic. So we come over here, and the offseason program for the Chiefs opens Monday, which now begs to wonder, will he be there? Or will the Chiefs or the NFL tell him, at the very least, we don't want you here for the start of this program? The Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice faces 8 felony counts. On Monday, the Chiefs launched their offseason program. Now, will Rice be there? It depends on whether the NFL and or the Chiefs will take action to keep Rice from being there. The league could place him on paid leave. The league could, in theory, suspend him without pay. That will get very interesting. The Chiefs could ask him to not show up, and he could agree to stay away. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the league steps in and suspends him without pay, my gut feeling is the NFLPA will then get involved. And then the whole thing is going to turn into even a bigger mess than it is right now. The Chiefs did that 5 years ago. We're talking about the ask him not to show up part. The Chiefs did that 5 years ago when former Chiefs receiver Tyreek Hill agreed to leave off-season workouts while an investigation occurred regarding his son's broken arm. While no one was prosecuted for that crime, investigators couldn't prove who broke the child's arm. The Chiefs and Hill decided it would be best for him to stay away while the process played out. It would be best for Rice to stay away from this year's off-season workouts. It would be even better for the league to make a clear statement now regarding the lack of tolerance for its players who endanger others the way Rice did. While he did nothing intentional or malicious, not intentional, that's an interesting way of looking at it. You were driving 120 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure he was intentionally doing that. The conduct displays a degree of recklessness bordering on depraved. The NFL needs every player to realize that getting behind the wheel of a car and driving at a high rate of speed among the other cars is not acceptable. Okay, I see what Florio is probably, and yeah, this is Florio. And keep in mind as we read this, Florio is a lawyer. I guess what he is saying here is the league's got an opportunity to send a message to other players based on what they do with Rashee Rice. So in other words, hey, if we come down and hammer this guy, okay, the rest of the players in the league have a precedent for not doing this, all right? Just like hopefully no players are going out there and getting shady massages, if you know what I mean. Already, the non-sports media is covering the Rice case. If the league wants to issue a loud and clear warning to players about not driving recklessly, this is the way to do it. If the league doesn't, the Chiefs should. After the charges were filed against Rice, they had no comment. In the aftermath of the incident, Chiefs president Mark Donovan said, quote, "It doesn't appear that anyone was hurt, and we should be grateful for that. His information was faulty. People were injured. What will the Chiefs do now? It's inevitable that questions will be asked next week. It's likely that non-sports reporters will be present to ask them." So another point that Florio's trying to make here, and I get that, is that you got an issue now that's got national actual media attention. Not ESPN, not NFL media, NFL Network, not PFT, not even podcasts. Now we're talking about Fox News, Outkick, these, and I know Outkick does a lot of sports, but you get my point. NBC, ABC, the nightly news that everybody watches, or a lot of people watches, I don't, across the country. Well, they've gotten involved in this now. And that's where things tend to get a lot more spicier because you've got more general public now viewing your league, right? As a whole. Okay, this guy plays in the NFL. Oh, my God, he was street racing, going 120 miles an hour, blah, blah, blah. People got hurt. And they're seeing this on, their regular Fox News broadcast, right? And it brings a different light. It puts the NFL in an even worse light than it already is. You combine that with the fact, and this is something we talk about a lot on this channel and Black and White Sports, is that the NFL looks like total cur dogs when it comes to criminal activity. It looks like they have absolutely no balls whatsoever to hammer most of these athletes. I get it. Roger Goodell stepped in. He tried and he suspended Deshaun Watson for a year. But then he allowed it to go to an arbitrator, and it got bartered down to 11 games. Well, that makes the league look weak. All right? If you knew it was going to get bartered down like that, then ban him for 2 years and let it get bartered down to a year. Or ban him forever and then let it get bartered down to 2 years, 2 seasons, whatever. But it was a bad look. The 6 games he got was a bad look, and the 11 games he got was a bad look. Most people thought Deshaun should have been out the entire season. I understand some people don't, but, it is what it is. Combine that with things like Greg Hardy and all these other issues over the past years, and the NFL just looks weak when it comes to disciplinary action. Again, there's a reason why so many people call it the National Felon League. It looks like, and it has looked this way for a long time, if you can ball, they don't care if you're a criminal. That's not a good look. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.